Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Day 4 of marriage. So we see David and his hair up early while Michelle catches up on some sleep. Because, honey, y'all know it's been a lot of sleepless nights since finding out about that basement. Juan and Carla. So they're partaking in breakfast. They're talking about the order in which they eat their food. So then Carla brings up finances, and Juan tells her he saves as much as he can because he does own a business. She likes to travel, and he said, when you travel, you might have to go alone because I have a lot of expenses with this business. So he keeps telling her, girl, you need to save and save and save. Okay, he's talking all about saving. She's like, well, the money is the energy. Ma'am, well, his energy is running low. So you're going to have to save up on your energy as well. Because he ain't spending nothing. So she says, I have a business as well and I respect it. But I like splurging on food, especially. So then Juan told her, basically, if she wants to go to a Michelin star restaurant, it's going to be a reservation for one. Because he ain't going and he ain't paying. Damn, Juan, why did you get married? Because, I understand the finances and, you have your business and it's a startup and the expenses and whatnot. But, does she have to get it out the mud? Like, I just feel like parts of that really made me go, okay, maybe you should have waited a little while longer before you took a wife. Because not me having to travel and go to dinner alone. I might as well be single. So he's asking her if it's going to be a problem if he just cannot do it. And she says no. Now, I don't know if I believe that as many times as your sisters asked him if you could stay home full time. I don't think I believe that. This may not work unless Carla changes her mindset. Camille and Thomas. So they're out in this canoe or kayaking, whichever one it is, child. They were even moving slow in the water. I said, baby, they give sleepy time. Do you? They are just so sleepy. So they're out there and they're talking about the roles in the relationship. And Camille says that she prefers the man to lead. And I was thinking, yeah, because why are you in the front and he's in the back? I don't know. That kind of threw me off a little bit. And Camille, are you going to allow him to lead? Because it seems like you're going to be wearing the pants and Thomas is just going to be sitting there looking sleepy. Emem and Ikechi. So she's working too hard as usual. She set up this beautiful breakfast scene. She has rose petals everywhere. Baby, she didn't even get so much as a kiss, a thank you, a peck. He sat down and said, when did you have time to do all this? Immediately no. Immediately no. If she took the time to wake up early and set a scene for you to have a nice romantic breakfast, the least you could have done was lean over and give her a peck or say, babe, this is so nice. The fact that you woke up and set all this up for me, I like that. But then a little bit later on, we figure out why he didn't. Okay, and he ain't fooling me. So he's asking when she started dating. She says much later because she was a tomboy in high school. So then he tells her that he went to school in both Houston and Atlanta. And his dad kicked him out at 16. Now, he did win a few points because it started to rain and he was trying to kind of cover her up as they went inside the house. But I was just like, not y'all leaving all the food outside. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. I have a thing about just leaving the food when I watch shows and movies. I'm like, y'all could have ate that. But that's just me. Basically, him and his dad, they butt heads, and his dad was having a bad day and told him he had to go. Then there were these college guys that took him in. They showed him love. They gave him money. But then when his mom found out what was going on down in the A, she told him to come on back to Houston. So he said him teaching is tied to how he grew up, and he loves helping kids make it out the hood. Okay, Michelle Pfeiffer. Living in the gangster's paradise. Shout out to Coolio and them. Now, as he's telling his story, he's like, yeah, I just want to help them make it out the hood. If that don't make you emotional, I don't know what does. Emem just looking. Emem, baby, Are you here? Are you present? Baby, she was looking at him like, made it out the hood. That sounds like something you wrote in one of them little books. But anywho, she was just looking crazy. Now, she did explain and say that growing up, her mom wasn't super emotional and affectionate. So she learned to hold it all in. Now, the I love yous and everything, that was like non-existent. So when her dad said, I love you on his deathbed, it truly affected her and taught her, to be more vulnerable. And I just thought, oh, I hope that he doesn't hurt Emem. You can tell that she's trying to let her guard down a little bit, but it's still up just a little bit. Okay. And the fact that he is not even given an ounce of anything is just terrible. Moving forward. Child, we see Madison and David on a little gym date. Okay, and they ain't fooling me. Now, he claims that they ran into each other on the way to the gym. He's like, yeah, I just want to get a woman's advice, a woman's perspective on what I'm going through. Sure, my little pony. You're just trying to slide in and you ain't fooling me. See, that's how they do. They try to come to you for some advice. And I'm doing air quotes. And then when you give the advice, then they try to slide your panties off. Absolutely not. I know that's oddly specific. Ask me how I know. So they're on the treadmill. And Madison is telling him about Alan and his last relationship. And she said, it just kind of triggered me because I've been with people who didn't trust me. I wonder why. And why are you up here telling this man all of Alan's business? Maybe he didn't want Ponytail to know that. Why are you telling him this man's business? I didn't like that. That rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like that at all. Y'all, then David tells Madison. Now, mind you, he hasn't even told his wife. David tells Madison that he was in a 12-year relationship and he was engaged and has the woman's name on his chest. Touch your name on me so I know it's real. The name is on his chest, but Michelle doesn't know that because she hasn't asked about it. I beg your finest pardon. I beg your pardon. So you have a tattoo of your ex's name. You're living in the basement. And you smoke during your third shift. Okay. Y'all, Michelle is going to have a conniption when she finds this out, baby. This is going to be a fool. She already don't like the man, and now there's more. It seems every single episode he adds a new layer of dusty. I'm sorry, that just wouldn't work for me. But maybe that's just me. And did your basement apartment scare off? Because why are y'all not together? Why is the engagement off? I have so many questions. Like, were you meeting other hussies down at the gym? Then he had enough nerve to say that she didn't ask him about it. What? You should have told her before you told her about that basement. That's what you should have led with. I've been engaged before. I actually have a tattoo of my ex's name on me. That should have come out of your mouth before you told her about your chain smoking basement dwelling ways. I'm just saying. Michelle and David. So baby, she's in there making calls. Meanwhile, David done been with everybody but her. He's a gym workout and 6 tacos into the honeymoon and she's still sitting on the bed. I said, girl, you better get out that room. You better get your tail out that room. This don't make no sense. So she's on the phone with her sister and she's talking about the weather, complaining, because that's what she likes to do. It's her favorite pastime. And she's talking about the things that they don't have in common. And she's like, and now I see myself being a brat. And the way that she was explaining it, it sounded like she had PMS. I'm grumpy. I'm grouchy. I need some chocolate. I want my heating pad. I'm crampy. I'm just not myself. Well, eat a Snickers so you can act like you got some damn sense and treat that man with some respect. Okay? Hungry? Why wait? I do not understand how you can go somewhere free of charge and then act like you don't have any sense. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So her sister is asking her, are you even allowing a friendship? Like, what are you doing? She thinks that she should at least give it a chance. Girl, he already working on her replacement. Too late. Moving forward. Juan and Carla. Juancho and Carla. So this ride is definitely different from Camille and Thomas. Okay, Juan is the only one with paddles. Carla is just sitting pretty. Baby, Carla says she is a princess. Do you hear me? She is a princess. She floats on a cloud. She eats fairy dust for breakfast. Baby, she not doing nothing she don't want to do. This ain't Camille, okay? She's not paddling anything. It's just Juan. But baby, what she do that for? So he's paddling along in this canoe. Then he ended up capsizing the whole entire thing. Maybe you should have been canoeing too. If you would have been rowing your boat gently down the stream as well, then maybe y'all wouldn't have turned over. Now he turns the boat over. He's completely soaked and she's dry as a bone. I said, now how is she dry? It was actually quite creepy. because you can hear the water, and then they're like, they're under. And then they pan over to Carla. Her dress is completely dry. She's dry from head to toe. And Juan is completely drenched. Y'all need to stay on land because I know this is some type of liability. Madison and Alan. Nice to see you back in the room with your actual husband, Madison. Okay. So Alan is like, oh, okay. So how was the gym? She said, oh, I ran into David there. She said, yeah, we just talked about his situation. And I kind of gave him some advice and told him that he needs to go harder when it comes to Michelle. And don't be walking on eggshells around her. Just say exactly what it is that he needs to say. You know what? I am starting not to like Madison. And I don't know. It's just something about her I just really don't like. Because how do you get one side of the story and then offer advice? Girl, bye. So then Alan said, okay, well, enough about them. What about me? What do you think I need to do? She said, well, he said, do I seem like a pushover to you? She said, no, I mean, I've only known you for a short time. I feel like you're a people pleaser. And yeah, I don't want you to be like David is with Michelle. I want you to also take care of you. Basically save yourself, okay? Because I'm about to jump ship. That's what it gave me. Moving forward. Now, he did say that if he's not feeling it, then he's out. I doubt it. Michelle and David. So now that he and Madison are back with their matches, he's asking about why she's been single for 6 years. And she said, well, I was in a relationship. He said, well, how long ago was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago? I don't know. He said, okay, like, was it serious? What was it? She said, well, I mean, it just didn't work out. It fizzled out. That's what happened between the two of us. So then he goes, yeah. And speaking of exes, I had an ex for like 12 years on and off. And actually, I have her name tattooed right here. Her first and her middle name right here on my chest. She said, so what made you get that? Sometimes it's the way that Michelle asks questions because she be so serious. Ma'am, what? She said, so what made you get that? He said, well, she was in California, I was in Chicago, and I wanted to prove my love to her. It sounds to me like you did something you ain't have no damn business doing. And this was your way of winning her back. You manipulated that tattoo upon that chest. I need to talk to this ex, honey. Because some things, baby, something ain't adding up. I'm just saying something ain't adding up. And why didn't you fit in the part where you were engaged to said on and off 12-year ex? Did y'all notice that he didn't tell her that he was engaged previously? Because I could run it back. I don't think he said that he was engaged. So after he told her that, he said he wanted to prove his love and his commitment. So the way that he was telling the story, he lit up. Well, I told her, I said, I'm going to show you I love you. And she said, I bet you can't do it in 30 minutes. He said, I bet I can. So I go down to the tattoo parlor and I'm like, here's my chest. David, you are too damn giddy telling this woman that don't like you about this story of this tattoo. Then he turns around and says, I have a plan. I got a plan to cover it up and maybe we can like make it a fun date. Now, I know the people don't like Michelle. And I'm right there with y'all, but two things can be true. I'm with Michelle. Hell no. I'm not going on a date with you to get a cover up of one of your ex's names. That is not a fun date for me. We go get your tattoo covered up, then go get something to eat. Child, please, you won't be able to touch me for the rest of the night. Moving forward. So then he asked her, are you even attracted to me? She says, well, I'm having a hard time finding the attraction. Now, at least she kept it real. Michelle is definitely saying no on decision day. She's not even open to trying with him, which is actually sad. And I wish they had more conversations before just going into this living situation because she counted him out after that and she immediately shut down. But in her defense, David is a walking red flag. I know that she's so overbearing and insufferable that it's hard to see. But y'all tell me, if you would want a man that is in the basement, he says he can go, but he's not going. Okay. Then he tells you, he smokes Newports, every now and again. He has his ex's name tattooed on his chest. He was engaged to her, but omitted the information. And they were on and off for 12 years. And you may not ever see him, but you can talk to him on the phone because he works the third shift. Y'all tell me if that sounds good to y'all. I'm just saying. Moving forward. So he goes and hops in the shower. He's in, he's out. Now he wants to go get food and she cannot hold it in anymore because after the tattoo talk, she cannot keep her face from being frowned up. He's trying to get to know her and she's like, no, I don't like you like that. She feels like they're faking it and he's living in some alternate universe. He said, no, this is the realest and the happiest that I've been. Okay, now, David, you might have a little line problem. How are you happy with Michelle nagging you 24/7? The woman is repulsed by you. Are you so hard up for your preference that you cannot see the forest for the trees? What are you even talking about? This is the realest and happiest I've ever been. Well, I hate to see you when you say it. She then gets up and walks off. Michelle, why in the hell did you come on this show? I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Why did you come on this show? Say what now? Oh, you don't know either? Okay. You want to cherry pick your man, so matchmaking is not for you. You cannot leave your marriage up to someone else because the way that you're set up, you're too rigid. You don't have any room. There's no wiggle room at all when it comes to you. So I don't even know why you would sign up for something like this. David is still trying to go hang out with her, talking about you want to go get something to eat? You want to leave the room? She said, no, I need to take a beat. So are you going to sit in the room the whole time stewing? Girl is giving miserable. Camille and Thomas. So they're going out for a romantic dinner date and they sit down, they're talking and she's asking about his upbringing. And Thomas starts telling her about his siblings and how he didn't know that he was adopted. So he thought that his family was his family until his mom posted on social media about Happy Twin Day and how it was him and his brother and he was adopted. And so he called his dad and he said, I need to know, are we adopted? Is this true? He said his dad told him yes, and they were going to tell them when they turned 18, and his dad was afraid that he wouldn't love him the same if they found out. Now, shortly after that, they found out that he had cancer, and then a few months later, unfortunately, he lost his battle. And my condolences to you and your family and your brother, to all of y'all. And that has got to be one heck of a way to find out. Also, it is not fair to let them know after they become adults. Like what? To find out via social media of all ways. That had to hurt. And it probably was that damn Facebook. If you ever want to lose 10 pounds, hang out on Facebook. You can work your way and down a rabbit hole that will have you not eating for a week. Don't go on that Facebook. I don't even have a book. If it's not a book like that you read, Reading Rainbow. If it's not that, I don't have it. I don't have no damn book. I could not do that book. So Camille starts telling him about her family. And Thomas just loves how sweet and non-judgmental Camille is. And, I was just looking at him. I said, oh, these two seem to really be putting in an effort. And Camille is so thoughtful and kind with her words. It makes him feel safe enough to share with her. Now, he still is giving night-night, okay? But they're at least trying. Day 5 of marriage. So David can't get his wife to even step foot out of the room. So he rallied the men for a little powwow. So the ladies are taking a yoga class instructed by Carla and her magic wand and whatever. David is asking for some help. He tells them, so, I'm taking steps forward and then we have like this communication issue. And I was just thinking, when did y'all take steps forward? The only steps y'all took forward was when y'all walked down the aisle because Michelle ain't stepped forward yet. Okay, at all. So he's asking for the advice, right, y'all? Here go Ikechi talking about, you know what? I can help. Take a shot. When I tell y'all that would have pissed me off so bad. Because, sir, stop looking for a moment. Please stop doing that. He cannot stand not to be the center of attention. Then he makes it about him, talking about, I came into this with no expectations. I didn't know if she's going to be black, brown, big, tall, fat, skinny. I didn't know, no expectations. So the number one advice I could give you is no expectations. What are you even talking about? The man said that they're having a communication issue. What does that have to do with expectations? You don't expect her to communicate? What are you talking about? Meanwhile, on the other side, Carla is leading the yoga class. And afterwards, Michelle is telling the ladies that they're struggling. And David is talking to her when she doesn't want to be talked to. Annie Mim said, girl, he doesn't know how to communicate with you. He doesn't know you. That man has not been talking at you. So she lied right here, right? She goes, yeah, and he's just talking at me and not to me. He has not been talking at you. Cut it out. Actually, he's been talking to you to get to know you, and you've been giving him one-word answers. So she's trying to tell Michelle, he's not the bad guy. You're not the bad guy either. It's just about finding out how you two can get on the same page. So then Camille said, well, has there been any red flags? Oh, girl, there has been plenty. But I cannot even focus on the red flags because Michelle is so damn annoying. I can't even focus on the flags are waving. So Michelle is telling them, David keeps trying to talk to me. He keeps calling me and texting me. I told him I needed a break. He came back and asked me if I was breathing. He asked if I was okay. I don't know why he's asking me anything. Ma'am, that is your husband. You have to talk to him at some point. You cannot shut him out every damn day. How are you mad that he's checking in, but you were also mad that he slept on the couch? It's giving instability. Baby, we're going to have to pick a struggle. Do you want the man around or you don't? Okay, because this is what you asked for. I'm getting on David and his preference, but you also requested this. So you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. Moving forward. So she's talking and Madison is definitely taking notes, okay? And then Madison had the nerve to say, try asking him some questions about himself. I mean, what more is there to ask? If she asks any more questions, she might just burst, okay, into a puff of smoke. Over with the men, Ikechi is giving advice yet again, knowing full well that he has not a clue. Sir, you're the Michelle in your relationship. Hush. Juan talking about, you're asking all these serious questions and talking about all this serious stuff. Like women just want to laugh and have fun. No, sir. This group of men don't know their head from a hole in the wall, child. We want stability and a man who has their stuff together. Okay, 2 things can be true. Michelle is insufferable and David isn't motivated to do anything except go to the gym. But we don't want to just sit up and kiki all day. We want you to actually be doing something. Back over with the ladies, Madison is sharing that she doesn't like her man either, basically. And Alan is telling the men that he doesn't think that Madison is attracted to him. And you would be correct. You would be correct. But did y'all see how the camera panned to David when Alan started talking about the attraction? Baby, they are diabolical. Do y'all hear me? Over with the ladies, Emim is telling the ladies that they've just been enjoying each other. They don't really make out, but they haven't touched on the physical because the attraction is there. Emim, are you present? Huh? Are you paying attention? Okay. Madison said, Emim and Ikechi are a great role model for all of us. We need to look toward them. Girl, what? Ikechi really has the people fooled. Not y'all need to look at them. They are not the blueprint. Trust and believe. Meanwhile, he's calling her the homie. This is a disaster waiting to happen. She's talking about the attraction and he's calling her the homie. Not homie, lover, friend. That would have been cute. He's calling her homie. As in, homie don't play that. Child, shout out to a living color. This is a mess. Michelle and David. So he's finally meeting her outside of the room. Production probably said, girl, listen, you're going to have to come out this room. Okay, there's only so much we can film from this bed. You got to come out. So he's telling her that he was asking for advice from the men. And he said, do you have any expectations that I can meet? She said, well, I want a successful man that can teach me things. He said, do you think I can meet those things? She doesn't want you to meet her expectations. She doesn't like you. So she's telling him that he's smothering her and all that calling and texting is irking her nerves. He's making her mad. She wants him to back off a little bit. She wants him to know she needs the entire day when she says she needs space. I'll have my people call your people. Don't call us. We'll call you. Baby, she was just being mean. When I say mean, she was being mean. He says, okay, I'll just go play golf all day. Well, baby, what he say that for? She said, can you please? You're cutting me off. I'm constantly trying to say what I need to say and you're butting in. You're cutting me off. Baby, she would piss me clean off with that little smug attitude of hers. It's no way that I could sit and let Michelle demean me day after day. That would not work for me. It just wouldn't work for me. Honestly, and I hate to say it, but he's being way too nice to her. I would treat her just like Casper. I would act like I don't even see her. And when she asked me for space, I would be back in Chicago. Okay, that's all the space you gonna get. Production would have to call me. Misha, we're gonna need you on set. Oh, is she done with the space? The space. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll be back. He told her, look, I'm getting frustrated. If you want space, hell, I'll give you some damn space. So he gets up, baby, because she done pissed him off. And I see she straightened up a little bit. I think Michelle likes for him to get upset and put her in her place a little bit, because when he got upset, she kind of straightened up a little bit. You're being bratty, ma'am. You do not have to treat him like that just because you don't like him. You know what? It really is a measure of someone's character, the way they treat you when they're not attracted to you. And as a woman, and I've said this before, we've had guys that text us and They may be friends and we're like, oh, okay, he's nice. He's the friendly guy, but that's not somebody I would call for a little, drive by. But then you have the guy that you really like who doesn't really like you. So then when the phone rings and you are expecting it to be the guy that you really like that doesn't really like you, it's the guy that does like you that you should like because he is the nice guy. And you're looking at the phone like, ugh, what does he want? That is giving this situation. Now, I'm not putting all that zhuzh on David, but I'm just saying she's treating him like the text message and the phone call that she doesn't want. You can still be nice to him. Now you got me siding with my little pony, and I don't damn like it. Michelle, girl, don't piss me off now. You don't piss me off. He has not been mean to her at all. No matter what his living situation is, you shouldn't be rude to this man. So now she's just sitting there looking silly because he done walked away. So he comes back to the table and he apologized for walking off. Apologize for what? Charlotte would have came back and sat at the table and just not said a thing. And they would have had to, it's always something. Yeah, go to commercial because I'm not saying nothing. So he told her that now he needs his space. Moving forward. So then she gets in a confessional. She starts with these Karen tears talking about, I owe it to myself to stay, but it's just so hard. Girl, please. Production should put you on a plane home. You're wasting time. Emem and Ikechi. So she's asking about how the guy's meeting went. This man told her, yeah, I was telling him that you the homie. She said, you called me the homie? He said, yeah, well, you could be the homie or you could be the ops. A man who claimed that he wrote love letters to his wife would have a better descriptive word than homie. And Ikechi, you think you're so cool and you're so corny. Because when you were sitting with the men and you were talking about communication, you were like, yeah, I'm from the South. That's what we do. We freestyle. What are you even talking about? What are you talking about, cornball? It's giving corn on the cob. Now here you are sitting in front of your wife telling her that you called her the homie. Now she's upset and he starts gaslighting her, talking about, if anything, being a homie is good. Everybody likes the homie. You the only one that could pronounce my name. Even when I was a little kid, nobody knew how to pronounce it. I miss my grandma. They be saying anything. They be saying anything when they lie to you. I didn't have shoes in the 3rd grade. That has nothing to do with you calling me your damn homie. Ooh, wait. Ikechi is sick. Do you hear me? Sir, that is your wife. Okay? You're putting her in the friend zone without flat out saying it. And you ain't fooling me. Because any man would be offended if the women went around, let's just say the roles were reversed. If men went around the ladies and referred to you as her homie, this whole scene would be totally different. Let's be very serious. He's acting like she's one of his partners from the hood. The homie or the ops. Child, I would have checked out right after that. Okay, absolutely not. He meant what he said and he said what he said and he ain't changing it. Amen, honey? He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you in a romantic way. He thinks that you're nice and you can be his friend, but he doesn't like you. He just wants to promote that spoken word. Carla and Juan. So I'm glad that y'all are back on land this time and they're getting a couples massage. These two are awkward. I don't know if it was just me. I guess other people may have felt some chemistry, but it was giving awkward to me. And Juan does not seem like he's physically attracted to Carla either. That's what I'm picking up. So Juan is pulling the I had sex too fast in the past, so now I'm taking it slow card. He gets in the confessional and says, well, I usually lead with the physical, but, now I want to just take my time. Sir, that's ass backwards. Again, she's your wife. But then again, y'all might not need that transference. So maybe you're on the right track. But don't try to play in my face talking about you're waiting because you don't want to rush into things. You rushed into a marriage, but sex is off the table. Okay. Madison and Alan. So they're going out on the water and Allison is making little jokes. And I can confirm that Madison sees him as the homie. Alan, you are the homie. So Madison is asking him what he loves about himself. And he said he loves himself. He loves his aesthetic. I know that's right. Do not let anybody dim your light or bring you down, Alan. You love yourself. That's right. So she brings up what he's wearing right now. So Alan starts telling this long-winded story about why he has these green sunglasses on. He's like, yeah, and so one time at band camp, Alan, just get to the point, honey. Say I'm wearing them because I like them and what else is going on, okay? But Alan, those shades are giving very much Temu. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I love that you are unapologetically yourself. I love that. Alan is wearing these little watermelon swim trunks. He love a fruit and a vegetable. He love a fruit and a vegetable. So then he asked if they were walking down the street, would she feel comfortable walking with him? And she said, no, sir. Okay, that would be a no. Now, y'all remember when Haley from season 12 bought Jacob those Ross dress for less shirts to do away with them 80s style antics he used to pull? Y'all remember that? And baby, that pissed me off. Baby, I read Haley her rights after she tried to build a man. Oh, I was mad. But Madison, you better contact Ross, honey. If you want to pretend to be 29, he could pretend to be fashionable. Moving forward. In the next scene, we see all the couples and the single, David. And David is telling us that he ate dinner alone. I said, oh, poor David. Juan and Carla. So they're in the hot tub talking about the way that they like toilet paper rolled. I was like, what is happening? Juan asked about what she hopes will continue and what she hopes that he will continue doing. And she said she hopes he continues to be aware. And he said he hopes that she continues being easygoing. Yeah, I can say that she won't. As soon as she cannot get her green juice and she has to travel alone, it's going to be a problem. So all the people, because honey, I don't know about couples, all the people are going on the boat together. Michelle is still complaining. Girl, hush it up and go home. Go home, Roger. Nobody cares anymore. We don't give a damn. We don't care. He gave you what you wanted, your space. So what are you talking about now? So on the way there, they're all in the van and Carla is talking about being naked and how she doesn't like wearing clothes. And I'm like, that is so inappropriate in front of other people's men, honey. And y'all swapping too. So she says that Juan hasn't seen her naked and that the peen is a magic wand. And if it gets inserted into the temple, the energy will transfer. I'm going to start calling Carla 50 Cent because she started talking about the magic stick. I got the magic stick. I know if I can hit once, I can hit twice. I'm going to start calling her 50 Cent. She was like, yeah, man, you have magic sticks. And when you ejaculate, you're wasting your magic. Ooh, Carla is a peculiar somebody. Do you hear me? And just gross. So after listening to Carla speak her speech, they get to the boat. So they're greeted with shots. And of course, Madison has another nursery rhyme to toast to. Whenever she does this, she definitely gives me 29. David is again trying to talk to the Sour Patch Kid that he was matched with. And she says, you know what? I just want to enjoy the day. Stop talking to me. I just want to enjoy the day. Well, you should have stayed your ass home then. And you could have enjoyed it all you want to. David, please ignore her. Act like she is not even there. Eat your tacos and do your GTL. Gym, tan, laundry. Shout out to the Jersey Shore. Do not worry about this woman. Because at this point, David is giving a glutton for punishment. Okay, just pretend that you are there on a solo vacation. That preference is when you thin. Be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Over on the other side, MM and Ikechi are talking and he's lying yet again. I don't know about nothing he's talking about. He's telling her that he can tell certain things by her facial expressions and he can tell that she's hungry and he's her rib. I said, what? Oh, Lord. When he started talking like Kevin Hart about being her rib, it's about to be a show. Okay, run, girl, run. You better run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run. Girl, you better run. Madison and Alan. So Madison and Alan are talking about this trip that Alan went on with his dad. And he's telling her a story like he liked to do about his fear. And he told her that he doesn't want this marriage to be a fear. Then he brings up the fear of rejection. Now, he told her that he doesn't feel rejected by her. I do not see how that is at all possible. It all started with that family of hers telling you in no uncertain terms that you weren't cute. Now here we have her picking you apart every chance she gets. How do you not feel rejected? Oh, poor thing. She told him she doesn't want him to tiptoe around her. She said, you know, it's just uncomfy to have certain conversations. Oh, Lord, uncomfy has made an appearance. And on that note, I have checked out. Moving forward. Michelle and David, or just Michelle. So Michelle goes to the producers and she's like, this is pointless. So they said, are you okay? Like, what are you thinking? She said, look, I'm at the point where I'm just annoyed by everything. And it's really not fair to him because he's not a bad guy. He's a nice guy. And I don't even want to try anymore. Now, I'm happy that she came to the conclusion that she's being mean for no reason. She's self-aware, but she's also bratty and getting on my damn nerves. So production is still trying to produce, talking about, well, you know what? Just why did you get married? You got married for a reason. Think about that reason. Ma'am, don't try to make her stay. It isn't fair to him. She's misery and doesn't need company. I couldn't be a producer because as soon as I see someone being mistreated, I'm pulling the plug on the whole thing. Show or no show. They be like, we are not hiring Misha because last time we didn't get but 2 episodes. I can't do this. I cannot do this. I'll be pissed off. You know what, David? You're fired. I mean, you can't really be fired, but go home, child. And Michelle, you're done too. Like, I couldn't do this. So after her little breakdown, they must have talked her down, because then we see David talking to the guys about how difficult it's been in his marriage with Michelle. Over with the ladies, they're talking about how interesting it's going to be when they get to the shared apartment. And as I was watching this, I was just thinking, are these scenes in chronological order? Because how does she go from breaking down to talking about how their schedules are going to work? What is happening? Camille and Thomas. So over on the other side of the boat, Camille and Chamomile Tea, they're talking about how she feels. He said, do you feel like we're still strangers or what? Because, I feel like a little boy. I feel a little bit nervous and I'm just shy and I'm in my head. Thomas, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. You need to let loose a little bit because Camille, she needs a little bit more of the take charge side of you. Now, this is all cute at first, but she did say that she wishes that you would walk past her and smack her on the butt. Okay, so you're going to have to put a little bit more zhuzh and a little bit more oomph into it. I appreciate you taking your time and respecting her, but she wants a little bit more. Okay, she wants to be ravished. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Oh, child, Michelle gave me a headache. When I say my head was a pounding when I got done with Michelle and Madison and David, y'all ain't fooling me. And if it ain't y'all, then that was some good incognito work that those other couples are pulling. I can't wait to see what's going to unfold. Y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.